Hey guys, I'm here with Karyna from Clarity. She's been nice enough to join us just after a holiday. And before we get started, I just want to tell Karyna, number one, happy birthday. I think you
Oh,
mentioned that today is your birthday. So from me and my few followers I have, I want to wish you a happy birthday.
so lovely that you remember about it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I was gonna bring the hat and but I couldn't find
Next
it.
time.
Yeah. All right. So first, if you can introduce yourself, maybe your full name. So just tell us your name, where you sit at, and where you work for, and a little bit of what you do.
Sure. So I'm Karyna Mihalevich, and I'm based in Riga, Latvia, Nordic country, close to Lithuania, Estonia, and Finland, Sweden, which is probably your audience more familiar with. So our country is quite small. We have a population around 2 million people at the moment, and winter is not the best time to visit us because it's gloomy outside. So we are very waiting for this holiday Christmas spirit to bring us and lights of the celebration. Yeah, and I'm working at Clarity. So my position is Chief Product Officer. Currently, I'm in charge of development our strategies for AI innovations, different products that we have in our portfolio, as well as services, such as we have AI workshop. We help our customers to navigate through AI noise and implement it rationally and for their efficiency and purposes. Uh, so also I am a member of board of directors at CWG, the Configurable Work Group. So I joined the community in 2023. I really enjoyed to be there and help to establish different chapters. For instance, last year we launched a chapter in Nordic countries. We gather together twice per year, online or on site, where we together, customers, partners, SAP employees, discuss about different configurable product solutions. And this year, we are going also to launch additional chapters, which also inspire me a lot because I personally believe that communities, this is something that helps us to grow faster together, to exchange and not to repeat the same problems and mistakes several times, but learn from others' experience as well. So, collaboratively with exchange, we can make something more meaningful and useful faster.
So how long have you been a member of the CWG?
It's been 2 years at the moment. I joined 2023, so I'm quite a new member, I would say, but I really enjoy to contribute to participate in conferences. So I participated in North American conferences, in European Fall Conference, nice places always to be. And the spirit, the collaborations that we have there with the members, it's very valuable. Presentations are very useful. So for those who are not yet there, I would encourage you to join.
Yeah, I actually did a presentation for the first time this year, and it was really good opportunity. I'm a very introvert kind of guy. It was a struggle. I was a little bit embarrassed. I was nervous, but I think
Oh, come on!
my
I participated in this presentation. I remember the battle between CPQ. So it was very interesting the way how you presented information and how you created this present creative.
Yeah, I mean, it that 45-minute presentation took like 3 months, but I think my advice to anyone listening is to not just be an audience member of a conference, but actually participate and really present. Especially now that we're talking about CWG, I think it's a real good opportunity to speak in front of your peers. So it's not more of a sales conference. It's more of a you're talking to like your buddy, like your pal, and I think that's what differentiates CWG from the other conferences. Could you maybe tell the people what does Clarity offer, the services, maybe some products?
Yes, for sure. So Clarity is a leading provider of intelligent revenue operation automation and SAP quote-to-cash solution. So this is our main focus, speaking about SAP CPQ implementation, SAP subscription billing, SAP BRIM, and SAP ERP. So S/4HANA on-premises, public-private cloud, so everything we are implementing. And we have deep expertise in SAP CPQ, and this is my background as well. That's why about it. Like by joining in 2019, it just was a time when SAP acquired SAP CPQ. At that time, it was Kaleidos Cloud
Yeah.
CPQ, and we participated in workshop, deep dive, several days workshop provided by SAP to learn how to configure the solution, and then we started to implement it to our clients. We partnering with global software vendors. We use actively AI at our company, as well as we deliver AI use cases as additional value on the top of SAP solutions, and not only standalone AI implementations for customers in different territories, so over the globe, because our company has offices. First of all, our headquarters, of course, here in Riga, Latvia. Our second big office is in Mauritius. This is a nice place to be. And people in Mauritius speak both languages, English and French, which allows us also
Mm.
to work with French-speaking client. And we have offices in Poland, in Mexico, in India. So we are
Mm.
working over the globe. It allows us. And for us, it's the most important that any solution that we implement, AI or SAP solutions, they will bring maximum of automation to our clients and enhance their revenue processes. So from lead management to cash management, everything which is involved, this is a solution landscape that Clarity provides to their customers, to our customers.
Is the AI solution that you guys offer, are you guys just using your own AI to help SAP and CPQ? Are you guys using SAP's AI tool to help their SAP solution?
We actually started to work with AI a bit earlier than GPT was launched officially. So right now we see a lot of different product solutions and services in regards
Mhm.
of large language models implementations just after 2022. But we started to work with AI machine learning algorithms implementation earlier. So our experience is more than 5 years of implementation. First of all, we were designing different machine learning components, natural language processing for our customers to extract text data from different business document types. So previously it was key value processing model. Then we started to experiment with large language models. And right now we have varieties of different machine learning components. We call it machine learning suite, allows us to tackle any problems, any document heavy processes that our clients have. For instance, we are not only about invoices, or we are not just about extracting the data, but having expertise in consulting, in implementation of different solutions for any enterprise levels and business process groups allows us to efficiently help our clients to understand where their business objectives are and what are the current bottlenecks where AI can help. Because we don't implement AI just for the sake of AI or because we want another shiny tool in our landscape. We need to get value from it, and for us it's very important to find something which brings immediate ROI, return on investment, which support operations, not break the processes. And yeah, this is something that we help our clients discover during our AI workshop service.
So what are some use cases or some case studies that Clarity has done as far as using AI to help a customer out?
Many use cases, many case studies that we have, but I will probably explain only
Mm.
selected one. And let's start from the beginning. So, where this idea of Graip AI came from? 5 years ago, we had one client, a manufacturing company, and we were implementing SAP CPQ to them. They had the big specifications, Excel files with more than 1,000 different items. And as you know, CPQ is a very good solution for configurable products. It's like the best front end for sales representatives, easier to navigate through different business rules, constraints, and get this item configured faster and quote creation. So the problem was how to bring this information from Excel files immediately into CPQ, how to upload those items considering all the constraints and by knowing what material master data exists within SAP CPQ. The problem was also that customers who requested from this client information, they exported this information from their solutions and they could call products, configurable products, in different ways than it is in a client's product catalog. So first problem was to map this information, and secondly, of course, faster extract it and then put it into SAP CPQ. We started to experiment because we have our own data science team, what we can deliver. And we developed a model. And then we asked ourselves, is this opportunity for us to productize it? And maybe we can also propose a solution to other clients. And with this, we went to market, we started to evaluate our ideas. And then one by one, we started to add more and more cases. Of course, for us, it's more efficient to work with business processes where we have our expertise. So right now, main focus is, of course, in manufacturing industry, in high-tech industry, in financial services industry, and logistics and transportations. But we are not limited with it. Depends on the customer profile. Of course, during the discovery, we go deeper into their problem, asking the right questions. We capture their business processes, and our expertise in AI helps us to fulfill their request in any industries. So one more case that I can share with you. This is North American client and logistics and transportation company. They had data set of more than 12 million pages of bill of lading. The complexity of this solution was that besides of the just printed document, on the top they could write information, handwriting text, and then they also can put some stickers on top of it where they can also write some information. And the foundational models, machine learning algorithms, they can lack confidence in extraction of this multi-layer documents, information from multi-layer documents. So we developed our own machine learning component and we helped this client to achieve accuracy on this big data set for more than 84%. What does it mean? If we take, for example, 100 of the pages, 100 pages, 87% of these pages will be extracted with 100% accuracy, means no human intervention will required, and only the rest, 13%, this is something where human will still need to come and validate. But I believe that for your audience, it will be more interesting to hear about CPQ use cases, right? Because this is the main focus. In CPQ, we have embedded one of our solutions. So probably you know about agents. Agents, those are like goal chasers. You don't need to explain step by step what exactly you want agent to execute. You just give them objective and they search for the path using their tools how to achieve this goal. So we introduced in SAP CPQ Insights Agent. This solution embedded as iframe. So once user open our CPQ domain, they will see on the quote list and within the quote additional screen, embedded screen, where they can type in human language information questions about their data. We value privacy, means if user has specific permissions to specific quote information, they won't see anything beside of it. Same permission rules are inherited by our CPQ Insights agent. And in real time, any sort of information like what was the most sold product in some specific territory in Q1 in 2025, you can ask and our solution will reply. And it's important that we also provide explanation because we still have less trust to AI, and it's fine. And because, of course, they can hallucinate, there are some limitations. So, for those reasons, we have this selected data explanation, then analysis pass performed, and for technical users, they can also use SQL query, which we additionally provide in the chat.
Being that SAP, you're allowed to really customize everything. Like not one customer has the same SAP. Is that a obstacle to use AI to help them, or does AI recognize, okay, you have a customization, no problem, we can fix it, or does it require more work for the AI to fix your problems if there's these weird transactions, these weird databases?
This is a great question. So, yes, speaking from the personal experience, I see that many customers, of course, they customize a solution, even those always we as consultants and SAP recommend to stick to the standard, to not change the process too much. Because at the end of the day, what is important, the product that you sell rather than the process, how you sell it, should be efficient, but don't customize it too much. When it's heavily customized, the advantage that AI can have here, that comparing with traditional robotic process automation, every time something change, any new fields are introduced, you need to configure this process again. When we speak about agents, for example, here is the most important to know patterns and also to have this clear objective and explain to AI what the expectations you have, like what format of the data you want to be reproduced, what is allowed to do and what is doesn't. So I would say that in AI era, it's easier to be implemented into customized solution because the effort that will be needed to put is less than when we have like previous approach. I did comparison with robotic process automation, but maybe you had in mind something different.
No, no, that's fine. I've worked with clients who have a super customizable SAP, and even for me to pull data, it seems very difficult. So I think AI can definitely help with, all the manual work that's required. But I think going back to the case study that you mentioned on the AI, the way that you guys use AI, is it for the customer end, or do you guys use AI in SAP CPQ for the development of models? I've seen other CPQ tools that have an AI agent inside that helps build the models. Is that something that you've seen with that's possible in SAP?
Right. When you started to ask your question, I was thinking about the cases that we have internally at Clarity and wanted to share them. But then you switched to this part
Yeah.
about how to make the implementation process more efficient. So we consider right now to introduce knowledge base based on our expertise and experience, which will be fed with all information like technical documentation, business documentation that we have to streamline the process of implementation. Means, for example, when we implement something, we don't need to repeat something twice. We can reuse artifacts that we had from previous projects implementation. We can immediately bring to the client some recommendations about how this process and approach can be implemented, as well as it can help them in the future to maintain their solution. Because project handover to the client, the question raised like how we will support our solution in the future. Should we pay support fee? Should we train somebody within organization? Do we have enough skills and capabilities in our IT department? And the tendency of our knowledge base that we are planning right now to implement is to support both consultancy and the clients after they implemented solution. So this is one part. In terms of configuration, this is a quite complex process. And how it was done before, that we, during the discovery with clients, usually an Excel file, trying to capture their rules, and everybody does it in their own way, how they used to do it. Sometimes we tried to create some specific templates to stick to one process standard. And then client need to repeat this process when they have new product. They need again, I'm speaking about CPQ standalone. Of course, if we're using variant configurators, this is different story. So here we also see opportunity where we can create a guidance like agent who can request specific information from the client and then create such models. And then those models can be replicated faster inside SAP CPQ. So previously we worked mainly for the clients cases, but right now we also looking for use cases that we can use internally to make our process of implementation more efficient.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, definitely would be cool to see it, but hopefully that's for another day. Does Clarity only work with SAP CPQ, or is there any other ERPs or CPQ tools that you guys work with?
So Clarity is SAP partner, and our solutions that we implement on our consultancy side, SAP solutions such as CPQ, then SB, subscription billing. We implement BRIM. We have also deep expertise in BRIM implementation, and we implement S4HANA. So S4HANA public-private cloud, those are solutions that we also can help with.
In your opinion, give the people maybe some advice on what to look for when choosing a CPQ. I think that would be good for the people watching, because I think a lot of people, they may be in their early stages of selecting a CPQ. And what are some tips to give them on what to look for when deciding which CPQ to go for?
At the end, you don't choose the specific vendor or tool. You focus, first of all, on the purpose. What do you need? What is your long-term strategic goals in terms of quotation process? So probably you want to make it smooth and efficient. And how far you want to go there, because one part, when you just automate the quotation management process, you can generate the nice proposals, but then another part, when you implement CPQ solution which is ready for the future, the solutions that can also consider some specific needs from specific clients and recommend you some deals or price, or do some real-time analysis saying you, based on the seasonality or market trends, what exactly you should propose right now and with what price. So depends on the needs. First, I would recommend write it down, internally align on what exactly we want to achieve, how far we want to go, and then evaluate different vendors. So there are different approaches how to do it. You can search for the information on the internet. You can
Mhm.
schedule the demos and see what exactly they deliver, ask for clients' references, see if they have some presence on the markets, and then based on it, make decision to whom you want to trust. And also, of course, sometimes customers does based on the pricing. Um, uh, of course, you need to consider your budget. Then, if you have budget limitations, focus on the core process that will bring the most values once it implementing. So find where right now is the biggest problem, biggest bottleneck in the process, and how solution can address it.
Okay, so let's say I've done all the work. I've looked at what my company needs, and I decided, hey, I want to go with SAP CPQ because more than likely I probably have SAPs and ERP. So what should I look for in a partner to help me implement SAP CPQ?
This is something that I will share from my personal side. Don't attach it to the clarity. So I would recommend to look at those vendors who have customer obsession, like they want to understand your problems. They are listeners, they ask questions rather than trying just to sell you something and give you the tools that you will need to adapt to your processes. Share with them, collaborate with them, have the deep discovery session where you will invite all your business process owners, have internal alignments. What do we need? How deep in the future we want to go with this implementation? And only after, when you're clear about your expectations, you have internal alignment and you have transparency with the client, with this vendor, then choose.
Let's talk about red flags, right? Whenever choosing a partner. For me, a big red flag whenever choosing a partner is when they talk about solutions before even knowing the problem. I think if you as a customer are deciding which partner to go for, and if that's your first meeting where you guys are talking about how they're going to fix it, for me, that's a red flag. What are some red flags for you as
Yeah,
a customer to look for?
I can share one which immediately popped up in my mind. So 5 years ago, I guess, I participated in technical audit of implemented SAP CPQ solution because this is also one of the services that we provide. The problem was that when client choose specific vendor, they ask them question, is it possible? Is it doable? Can we replicate this process in SAP CPQ solution? And this vendor said to every process, yes.
Mhm.
But first of all, they didn't have deep experience in CPQ implementation. And secondly, they were good developers. They didn't use anything almost of SAP CPQ standard. They customized everything. They used only UI from SAP CPQ. So the entire backend was rewrote from the scratch. And at some point, it went well to present it as an MVP to the client and then to have the first phase of implementation. But then when they started to add more and more business requirements, and SAP CPQ, as you probably know, has its own roadmap and releases quarterly with new functionality. And when we customize something, we have no promises that it won't be breaked when the new releases will be launched. So clients started to experience problems, and the next problem was performance, because imagine how many scripts were executed on the backend, and without having how to write the global scripts and all the stuff like SAP CPQ use Iron Python, you need to know this library to better write the scripts and know which action triggers you need to attach it to. So clients started to experience a lot of problems, and this caused them to go through this technical audit, and we helped them to fix the problems that they faced. So don't believe that everything is doable.
Mhm.
Like if your vendor say yes, but, and then explain how and what limitations, constraints, or recommend you to like, hey, do we really need this process? Maybe we can do it with this and that workaround because this is more stick to the standard. This is better than hearing every time, yes, yes.
Yeah, definitely. So I definitely experienced this firsthand where we had an outside vendor sort of help us with some UI things, changes, and it was a mess. So SAP really changes their UI template every now and then. So definitely agree with you, Karyna. One thing that I want to talk about as well is about your training boot camp. I think that's really fascinating, and I think that's something unique that Clarity offers.
Yeah, so Clarity constantly looking for talents and support talents development,
Mhm.
especially students. We participate in different fairs at the university. We speak at the university, sharing our knowledge. I personally participated here in Riga in one university at the career fair where I shared about AI. So we have bootcamp. It was developed internally with support of our functional and technical consultants. The program, how we usually onboard newcomers, associate and junior consultants, a bit lighter version of it, where we free of charge share with selected who passed interviewing process students the last year of the graduation program, how exactly functional consultants work, technical consultants work, what they can implement, teach them how to configure solution, and at the end they have assessment process, and the best one, they get offer and can join us first of all as associate consultants with
Mhm.
guidance from experienced one. They learn, they better understand business processes, and after they can be also part of our project's implementation. And we have really good cases. From my experience, I know several people who joined our company through this bootcamp opportunity, and they are doing very great because they are very ambitious, motivated, and fast learners. So it's a good program.
Yeah, I saw it on LinkedIn. I thought it was a really creative way to get talent because I think
Mhm.
the best employees are actually built from within. So, what was the motivation behind that, behind the whole boot camp?
Again, I can share my personal experience. I
Mm-hmm.
actually joined SAP World from internship. During
Mm-hmm.
my study, I saw advertisement that one of the company who is implementing SAP is looking for people who can and want join internship. And this internship was about SAP FI implementation. So I was in this lab for half a year. And for me, it was very interesting because we've never learned anything at the university about SAP. Like, yes, partially enterprise resource planning system, something like how to create SQL queries, how to program some stuff, but never heard that there are some roles in the companies as consultants and what they can do. I joined, I learned, and after this, I started my journey. Then I switched to CRM because customer relationship management was something more close to my heart at this point of time. It was more than 13 years ago. And then SAP Sales Cloud and ended up with CPQ and right now AI. So I see that yes, universities give us a lot of valuable experience in terms of how to learn, but when it comes to real hard skills, the ones that we can take and go and use in the companies, this is something where they lacking a bit because it's of course hard to keep up with all the trends and the evolution of the systems that we're facing right now. So I definitely recommend for both sides, for students to go through the internship and get practical experience, and for companies because SAP market to find a good consultant sometimes it's hard, but finding the right people with the right soft skills and the ones that have skills to learn fast and curious about something, this is a good way to find the right people and grow them internally.
Yeah, really cool thing that Clarity's doing. I think to switch topics here. So, what is one thing that you feel is missing in SAP CPQ? Maybe a feature, maybe anything that you can think of that you see missing from your customers that you would like to see added.
I can sound biased, but of course AI. Has a jewel. And during the last CWG Fall conference, from the product manager from Luca, we saw teaser about how
Mm.
Joule can be implemented in SAP CPQ, but we still have nothing. And this is something where collaboratively with partners, SAP can give additional values to the clients. And by the way, our solution is published on SAP Store. So we have this out of the box integration, and this is something that clients can consider. So lack of AI, and it's important because clients need future ready CPQ solution.
I feel like SAP should really make it easier to use AI. I think it's for now, I think just pricing like natively, uh, and I don't know what else they use actually that's easier. I think they have a solution where you can help fill out the configurator, if I'm not mistaken. But I agree with you. I think AI should really be pushed more just because that's what's hot on the market. That's the trend. And I feel like SAP's really the last to the party, and I would like for them to be a little more leading edge. To wrap it up, I think I always like to kind of give like a controversial take, a hot take, right? That's what we call it here in the US. So, what is the biggest lie about CPQ?
Okay, here we go again. And this is my personal add to the Clarity. Forget that I'm working at Clarity. So, biggest lie, I will be honest with you. Probably integration points. We hear a lot that integration is out of the box. But as you mentioned, a solution has a lot of customization when it comes to ERP. We don't know what will work and won't work before we'll start with discovery. So sometimes it will require work, additional work on the top of the standard, and sometimes limitations for some selected solutions, like not everything goes out of the box. But SAP CPQ product management team is working on it, and I know that there are some changes already introduced, for example, sales org data replication, and more coming. So it will be there, definitely, but some integrations work very smooth and can be implemented very fast. Some of them can take time.
Yeah, I agree. So I could kind of show the people a screenshot of how it looks like to integrate, let's say, just pricing or, sales organizations. It's a lot of steps in CPQ, and then also you got to do a lot of stuff in the CPS. So definitely agree with that. So this is it. Karyna, I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day and your birthday. It's a special day. So yeah, if I don't know if you want to tell the people what's the best way to get a hold of you, if they have any other questions on Clarity or what you do.
Yes, first of all, Edward, thank you so much for inviting me. It was a talk to you and on this special day. And you're doing the great things that you bring in values, experience, and knowledge from others to your audience. So I wish you to grow and extend this audience so that it will also give you something in return faster.
Yeah.
And in terms of how to reach out to me, best way, LinkedIn. You can find me, Karyna Mihalevich at Clarity. I don't know if this podcast will have any descriptions, and we can also attach the link to my LinkedIn profile. And I have willingness to share. That's why I participate in podcast as well. So if any questions, just write me direct message, and I will be glad to answer.
All right. Thank you, Karyna, and thank you everybody for watching our interview series. And I think this might be my last podcast of the year. Happy New Year to everybody. And if you can, just wish Karyna a happy belated birthday in the comments. I think that'd be great.
Thank
And
you.
until next time, guys.
Thank you.